In this video, we're going to talk about this Tuff Stuff rear bumper with tire carrier. We're going to briefly cover what it's going to take to get it installed on your Jeep Wrangler JK, and then we're going to immediately go into a real-world review, get this thing off-road on the trail, see how it holds up to some four-wheel drive. Let's get started. The bumper itself is 64 inches long from tip to tip. It's got a black texture powder coating, and it's made of 3/16 inch steel. The tow hitch is a class 3 rated receiver, so that's rated to tow up to 5,000 pounds. Tuff Stuff says it will hold up to a 37 inch spare tire. It's got a greasable Zerk fitting for the tire carrier for the swing out, and all the hardware that you need to mount it comes included. Unboxing the bumper was extremely easy, and it actually was very pleasing to find that great care was taken when packaging this bumper for shipping. It arrived to me completely undamaged, but you can see it was packed in foam. It was insulated very well, packed in thick boxes, and I was very happy to see that so much care was taken in the packaging and preparation for shipping. Installation was straightforward. Of course, you're going to want to remove your spare and the old bumper. While I had the old bumper off, I took a moment to clean up the area. You insert these nut plates into the rear frame rails and then lift the bumper into place. My wife helped me through this step. I'm lucky enough to have a roof rack, and I just tied a couple of ratchet straps to the roof rack, and I was able to hold the bumper in place with a couple of ratchet straps and take the time to level it out. Next, you're just going to get your hardware in order. There's 4 longer bolts that are going to go through the cross member and attach the bumper to the cross member, and there's 4 shorter bolts that are going to attach the bumper to that L bracket inside the frame. So what I started with was attaching the shorter bolts through the bumper and the frame to that L bracket. You don't want to snug them down too tight yet, because you're going to have a lot of bolts to tighten down. So I just got them tight enough to kind of hold the bumper in place. Of course, don't forget to do the other side. Once you've got the bumper secured to the frame through the L bracket, you're going to want to climb under the Jeep and secure those longer bolts through that cross member and the bumper itself. I got these guys snug down as well, and then I took the time to level the bumper before tightening everything down to torque. Next, you're going to want to make room for that swing out tire carrier by removing your stock tire carrier. You can unscrew the light with just a couple of screws, and you'll have to unplug the brake light wiring harness from the back of it. Pretty straightforward. And then the tire carrier will be free to remove from the Jeep. Next, you're going to want to set the height of the spare tire bracket. Apply some grease to the swing out tire carrier post. And then you're ready to lift that swing out tire carrier into place and slide it onto the post and secure it with the nut, and then go ahead and grease the Zerk fitting. Once you've installed your spare tire, this bad boy is ready to use. So let's hit the trails and see how this thing holds up.
All right, through the magic of the internet, we have been transported to Canyonlands National Park from sunny Southern California. We're up at an elevation of probably about 5,600 feet at this point. So we went from sea level all the way up here. We're in a beautiful campsite. As you can see in the background, we've got the Chimney Rock, very gorgeous. And we're here to just talk about this Tuff Stuff bumper. The trail that we took to get here from Teapot to the Dollhouse is rated a 5 out of 6 for difficulty here in the park. And so it's they call it a very technical trail. You need to be an experienced driver Vehicle damage is very likely. We're here to talk about how this bumper held up in those conditions. So far, we've gotten it up into the mountains of Big Bear. We did some snow wheeling, did fantastic. No rattles, no noises, no problems. And we've driven it from California out to Utah, and we've driven it all the way out here through Canyonlands. 5 days of off-roading total, and this thing has held up fantastically. So not only was it easy to install, it's affordable, but let's just talk about some of the things that I've done here. First of all, full disclosure, I did get a discount on this bumper. In talking with the company, Tuff Stuff, I got a discount on this bumper in exchange for putting a review out on YouTube. It's going to be a very honest review. I'm not holding anything back because of that. I still paid money for the bumper, so it wasn't free. But you can see here, it's a swing-out tire carrier. I am on stock 32-inch mud terrains. I have found a way to cut down my third brake light, so I can still reuse my third brake light bracket here. I just cut this basically in half and shaved it down a little bit, and that works really well still for my third brake light over the stock tire. But in talking about the bumper has been bounced off a few rocks here in Canyonland, so that vehicle damage is likely is true. We've mainly hit the hitch. I can't find any other visible damage anywhere, but as any Jeep owner knows, your hitch is exposed. You constantly drag it on rocks, and we've bounced this hitch off of 4 or 5 rocks here in this time that we've been here. All that is there to show for it is some cosmetic damage. I can sand that down, hit it with some black spray paint just to keep it from rusting, which is something I suggest anyone does if you're scratching any of the components on your Jeep, such as the skid plates underneath or your bumpers. Just tackle rust when you get back home. It's good. So the swing out tire carrier here, I've managed to wrap around one of my spare toe straps, just in case. I've also got Trasharoo on here. This is going on day 4 on the trail, so I've got this loaded down with trash. You have to pack out everything, of course. So this is loaded to the max with all kinds of fun things here. So you can see there's some weight to it. And it holds it really well. It doesn't rattle around. You just lock this in and it stays in place. There's no noise, as you can hear. So I've been very happy with this bumper. No complaints whatsoever. There is an electrical outlet here you can run. I haven't run it, but I do intend to run some electricity out here. I don't know if you can see my awning in the shot, but I have a full annex that comes off the side of the Jeep, and it would be really nice to be able to run power into the tent, charge phones, iPads, computers, whatever you need to do during the day. You're shooting video, you're editing at night. It's really easy to do that inside the tent, and you can run power right from this bumper, which is really nice. Other than that, I don't have anything to say. If you guys have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I do a pretty good job of responding to them. If you're interested in anything else here, I do have some other reviews on my channel. I've got a review of the roof rack here, the Garvin Wilderness rack. And if you have any questions about anything else, feel free to hit me up. The only thing I would say about this bumper, you may have to move your license plate if it blocks too much for you. I think that's about all I can say. Great product.